Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be really fun. It is going to be my O.W.L.S TBR. If you do not know, O.W.L.S is a Harry Potter themed readathon that happens in April and is hosted by Book Roast. I do not know her name, I'm sorry. But I'm really excited. So this is going to be the first year that I've actually participated fully from like the beginning of the year till now, because I participated in the Newts last year and I did very well, but I did not participate in O.W.L.S only because there were some things going on in my life and I just didn't have time for that. So this year I have decided that I'm going to partake in the O.W.L.S as well as the Newts, and I believe they are also going to be having a small readathon in between the O.W.L S and the Newts, so we'll see if I participate in that as well. So I am not entirely sure how well this is going to go over. There are a few things that I don't quite understand within the O.W.L S itself, and I think that over time I will start to really understand what is going on. But I did pick my job that I wanted to complete. I believe that's what it's called, career. I did pick the career that I wanted to pursue, and it has quite a few books, but I feel like I can do it. But when Newts comes around, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with the same career path or if I'm going to try something new. So we'll see. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the book that I plan on reading. So the job or the career that I have picked is going to be the Mind Medic, which is basically it just helped. Like I saw it and I really wanted to do it, and I was like, okay, so this sounds like me. I'm a Ravenclaw, so I am one of those Ravenclaws that's very noble and likes to read, and is just not so much a know-it-all, but is just very open-minded, and I really like that quality. So the key traits to this are strong mind, commitment, and unyielding. And I feel like that's me to a T, but I'm really excited. So for this, in order to complete the O.W.L.S, you do have to complete 8 separate challenges for the O.W.L.S. That includes ancient runes, arithmancy, charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, muggle studies, potions, and transfiguration. That's all for the O.W.L.S. We're not going to go into what the Newts is, because I have a feeling like the Newts is going to be a lot of books. If I'm looking at it correctly, it's going to be 12 books for the Newts, and for O.W.L.S it's only 8. So we will see what happens when we get to the Newts. Because I have been reading a lot this year, that things may change and I may stick with the Mind Medic, because 12 books is kind of like my average right now. Granted, it is only March and I have only completed, I believe, 7 books, but it's gonna be fine. But if you don't know, the O.W.L.S is going to be running the entire month of April. So with this coronavirus going on right now and everyone pretty much being in isolation and in lockdown, I feel like a lot of books can be read during this time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the explanation of what each individual trait is, and then what book I plan on reading for that. So the first one that I have to complete is Ancient Runes, and that is the heart rune, heart on the cover or in the title. And so this took me a long time. Like I couldn't think of or even find a book that had a heart on the cover or in the title. I was thinking about reading Heartless by Marissa Meyer, but I decided ultimately not to read that, and instead I am going to be picking up Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but clearly there's a heart on the cover. So I don't know anything about this, like none whatsoever, but it is a short book. It has 325 pages in it, and so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get to this and finish it, and hopefully I'll like it because I have heard things about it, but this is one of those books that has been on my TBR for like years and I haven't had an opportunity to get to it, and I felt like this readathon was the perfect opportunity to get to this book. So then the next challenge is going to be arithmancy, and it says magical qualities of number 2, balance or opposites, read something outside your favorite genre. So my favorite genre is typically contemporary or romance. I don't tend to read a lot of like fantasy or mystery or, you know, thrillers or horror or anything like that. So I did decide I was going to read a fantasy for this one. And it is a new book that just came out in March that I really wanted to get to, and that is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I just hauled this, and I am really excited to get to it. I'm hoping that I'll actually read this because this is a chunky book. This is 799 pages, and that's a lot for me, especially in one book. But with Sarah J. Maas books, like, I read them so quickly and I get heavily invested and just like gripped immediately that I feel like when I start this, I'm not going to want to put it down. So I'm really excited about this. So I'll go over some of the things that I'm not going to be doing. So for astronomy, it says night classes, read majority of this book when it's dark outside. I don't have to complete that for my career. The second one is care of magical creatures. It says hippogriffs, creature with a beak on the cover. I don't have to complete this one. It's not part of the requirements. Charms is next, which is Lumos Maxima, which means white cover. This one I do have to complete. This is one of 3 of this particular author's books that I will be reading this readathon. I have to catch up on this particular author's books, and I figured now is the best time to do it. And that is Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. So this is the first book of 3 that I have that I'm going to be reading by her. So this book is majority white, and I figured that would be okay. With Colleen Hoover books, I'm not going to lie, they grip me so hard that I don't want to put it down. Like, I literally will stay up late reading these books. So this book has 359 pages in it, and I feel like I will start reading it and never want to stop. So I have no idea what this is about. And I don't really want to know what's about. I just go into Colleen Hoover books blind, and just read them. So I'm really excited and looking forward to this one. The next one is Defense Against the Dark Arts, which is Grindelows? I'm sorry. Read a book set at the sea or coast. For this one, I was having a hard time, again, finding a lot of books that were taking place some sort, like, you know, in the sea or on the coast. But the next one on here, I do not have to complete, and that's Divination, which is Third Eye. Assign numbers to your TBR and use a random number generator to pick your read. I do not have to do that one to complete my career. The next one is Herbology, and that is Mimbletonia. I'm sorry, y'all. Read a book where the title starts with an M. This took me longer than it should have. And I believe I'm cheating on this, but you know what? It starts with an M. We're gonna go with it. And it is My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. There's that M, y'all. The title starts with an M. We're gonna go with it. So this is gonna be the second readathon where I actually read a Christina Lauren book. I am reading The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren for the Spring in a Readathon, and I'm really excited. Christina Lauren is one of my favorite author duos, and I cannot wait to read this one. And I'm also trying to collect a lot of her books, or their books, sorry, because there's 2 of them. There's 2 authors, Christina and Lauren. And I am just very excited. So there's this one. The next one I do not have to complete, and that is History of Magic, which is witch hunts. Read a book featuring witches or wizards. I don't have to read that because that's not part of my job description. The next one is Muggle Studies, book from a perspective of a Muggle, like a contemporary books. Again, this is going to be book number 2 by Colleen Hoover that I'm planning on reading, and that is All Your Perfects. Again, have no idea what this is about. Gonna go into it blind, and I'm probably going to get sucked in and not going to want to stop because that's just how I am with Colleen Hoover books. All right, and the next one is going to be Potions, and that is Shrinking Solution. Read a book under 150 pages. I don't read any books that are less than 200 pages. That's just kind of like a rule in my book collection. So trying to find a book that is under 150 pages is pretty impossible for me, but I managed to find one. And then the last thing that is a requirement for my job is Transfiguration, and that is Animagus. Sorry, y'all. Latin is not my thing. Animagus lecture. Read a book or series that includes shape-shifting. So this one is also kind of like a little bit of a cheat, and I could have used it for a, book under 150 pages, but this is a bind up, and this is paranormal romance, and that is In the Mood for Love. So this is a bind up of 3 different stories. The first book being Bearing His Touch by Eve Langele, sorry. The next one is Fake Mated to the Wolf by Millie Taden. I've read a bunch of Millie Taden books and I actually really enjoy them. And then the last book in here is The Witch, the Werewolf, and the Waitress by Kate Baxter. I am honestly only planning on reading this first one, which is Bearing His Touch, which is obviously a bear shifter book. And this little book is 122 pages right here. So I'm only planning on reading this first one, but chances are I'm going to read all 3. I just don't know when that's going to happen, but the first book is going to be for this readathon. So this is a bind up. It has all 3 authors on the cover. It has all 3 on the contents page. And it is a bind up. They are not cohesive with each other. So I'm really excited. I want to read this like now, but it'll have to wait until April. But y'all, those are the books that I plan on reading for the O.W.L.S readathon. There are some other courses and seminars that I will have to complete in order to continue on with the Newts. But with the job title that I have picked up, a lot of these will complete the courses and seminars and the training. So like the Animagus training, you have to complete Arithmancy, Potions, and Transfiguration. If I complete those 3 with my career path, then I will be getting that training done. Like the Dragon Trainer, there's a Dragon Tamer training. And I do not know what you have to complete for this. I think the page got cut off where it is supposed to tell, oh, read an extra book with dragons. So I don't know where I'm going to find a book with dragons. Probably a Millie Taden book. So actually, you know what? I think my next book in the paranormal dating agency series that I'm reading, I think is Dragons. So I can go ahead and pick that one up. And read that for that. That'll be an extra book. The next thing is Learn to Operate Locomotive Trains. For O.W.L.S, you have to complete Defense Against the Dark Arts and Muggle Studies. So both of those are also for Mind Medic, so I can complete that. There is the Magical Shop Management, and for O.W.L.S, you need to be educated in arithmancy. So again, part of my career path, I can do that. And then the last one, or last couple, is the Merpeople linguistics. You have to complete herbology in owls. Again, I have that as part of my career path, so I can do that as well. And then the last thing is legal defense of fantastic beasts in seminars. And it does have at the bottom here that the individual has owls in care of magical creatures and history of magic, both of which are not on my career path. So I probably won't complete this last one, which is the legal defense of fantastic beasts and seminars. But if I complete all the other books, then I will have 5 out of the 6 seminars and trainings completed. So if that's not allowed, somebody please let me know if I have to read extra books for that. But that is pretty much it for right now. I am really excited for this readathon to happen. It does start on April 1st, which seems like a long way away, but it's going to be quicker than we realize because of all of this craziness that is going on with the coronavirus and everything. It's going to be here before we know it. So that is all of the books that I have planned for the O.W.L.S readathon. Please let me know if you are planning on participating in the O.W.L.S, or if you have in the past. Please let me know how you liked it. And again, if I am doing this wrong, somebody please let me know so I can amend the books that I need to complete. Okay, please let me know if I'm doing this wrong. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please let me know. Give me a like, a subscribe, and if you have any video ideas, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.